Hey guys, for my birthday I received the unwanted stepchild, or the redheaded stepchild of the Hopper family. Talking about the Rising Fighter. And I feel like this could be a great Hopper, but it seems like it doesn't get a lot of love. So we're gonna give it some love. We're gonna build this kit and we're gonna see maybe why people don't love it. But let's go ahead and unbox it, and pretty soon we will start the build series. So right away, you could see that it comes with a pre-painted body. There's a nice blue color, that's the wing. Here's the hard body shell, which looks a lot like the Super Hornet. Definitely a different wing, but the body itself, very much so a Super Hornet. Then you have this parts tree. This is for attaching the gearbox to the car, your front shocks. That's a little body tower, looks like. Here's your parts tree with your A-arms, your shocks, body cover. That's for a motor mount, it looks like, for like a 380 motor. Don't know why you'd want that. And then for attaching the wheels and axles. Comes with your Hopper bathtub chassis. Very easy to work on. Comes with your Hobby Wing 1060. Nice little ESC. Here is your gearbox, or your gearbox cover. Tires. Now I will say I'm not a big fan of the look of these rims, but hopefully once they're built and in person with the rubber tires on them, they'll look a bit better. I don't know. Wow, things are piling up fast. And then here's the last bag. That's your 540 silver can, everything else you need for the springs, your gears, gearbox cover, motor mount, axles. Let's see, that's for your servo horns, your body, front bumper. That's about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags, it looks like. Decal kit, can't forget about that. And these are pre-cut out, so that's really nice. And there's only 20 of them, it looks like. So 20 decals to go on here, that's not bad. Should be pretty simple. Very cool box art, full color, you know, it looks great. I will say the Grasshopper 2, like, vintagey box is so much cooler, but they're able to get everything in a much smaller box. It's got nice colors on it, I get it. I pointed out the body looks a lot like a Super Hornet. The gearbox, I believe, is from like a DTO2, DTO3. It's not your Grasshopper gearbox, so that's a bit different. And that, like, there might be a few other differences than like a Hopper that make it, you know, not really what people go after. I'm not sure. I haven't built it, I haven't driven it, but I think this could be an awesome kit. So going through the steps real quickly here. You know, it talks about your battery, your receiver, yada yada, servo, setting that up. First step of actually working on the kit, I guess, is testing your servo in the ESC. Get that all ready to go. That way your servo is pointing in the right direction. Then it talks about attaching these little turning arms for your servo, right? That's step 3. Step 4, it's on the chassis. You're starting to install the front spring mounts, it looks like, and then the battery body post. So completely different build than the Grasshopper 2 so far. That stuff comes later. Then it looks like you install the servo, the ESC, receiver, on-off switch, your little body mount, and your antenna. That's step 5. Step 6 is your front arms. Yeah, so these things you're doing in the beginning. Interesting. Step 7 is your attaching the front arms and attaching the front bumper. Step 8 is assembling your front shocks. Step 9 is installing those front shocks. Step 10 is building your gearbox. Skipped ahead. Step 11, I guess, is continuation of the gearbox. Step 12 is talking about the diff gear. 13 is assembling the gearbox, putting it all together, right? Step 14 is attaching the motor. It is kind of interesting that it shows using that like motor mount, but it's a 540 motor. So that's kind of interesting to me, because I know with the Grasshopper 2, Grasshopper, Hornet, etc., you only do that if it's the 380 motor, and it comes with the 540, so that's interesting. It does also talk about what tooth pinion gear. You're supposed to use a 17 tooth pinion gear. I do not know if, I also think I saw somewhere that you could use 19 tooth pinion gears, but I'm not 100%. But anyways, after step 14, you move on to attaching the gearbox. Tricky, but not too bad. The first time doing it, I was having so many issues. And then I kept playing around with it on the Grasshopper 2. Figured it out, and it's not that bad, but these little springs can be a pain. Step 16 is assembling the rear shocks. Step 17 is attaching the rear shocks. Step 18 is doing any steering adjustment. So that's just like those little steering bars that have the little twist ball mount on the front. You adjust those to make sure you're going straight and it has the right toe in if you're looking at toe in. Step 19 is building the tire. Again, they say put it in sideways and rotate. Pretty simple. Then you add that onto your axle for your front wheels. Then you're gonna go ahead and do the same exact thing in the rear. So add those. Step 22, attach the body. Step 23, build the driver and attach the driver. Doesn't really talk about painting the driver, but we're gonna paint the driver. Step 24 is applying the decals. And this one's actually nice because it labels, right? So like I said, they're pre-cut out. Each one has a number on them, and it shows you what number goes where. So that's really cool. Step 25 is attaching the body. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know this. This is almost like the original Grasshopper, where you use screws to screw the body onto the chassis. You do not use body clips. So that's kind of cool. That's it. Talks about some hop-up options. It says recommended hop-up is the dirt tune motor. It does say always use a 17 tooth pinion gear. So I guess you're limited with a 17 tooth pinion gear. Other than that, it looks like CVA oil-filled shocks. You know what? I want to check real quick. See, and then here it says 19 tooth pinion gear. that's interesting. Sold separately, 19 tooth painting gear. So I guess it's 17 or 19. But I'm gonna check on here really quick. Yeah, so the pinion gear is not pressed on for this 540 like it is with the 380. So somewhere in here is a 17 tooth pinion gear, I believe, which is nice because I have a upgraded motor. I also have this super stock TZ. Okay, told you I wanted to give this car some love. Here we are. This is a beautiful little motor. It's got the pops of blue, which I felt like is pretty fitting. It also has the silver, which there is some of that on the body as well. And this is a 23 turn motor. Should be a good build series. I'm gonna take it step by step. I'm doing it different than my last build series. You know, my last build series, I kind of did it all together, right? So I'd say, oh, here's the gearbox. Let me do the entire gearbox. Here are these couple steps. Let me do all that. I'm gonna go more detail, and I'm gonna take it one step at a time to try to help you guys if anyone's building this kit. Again, it's having experienced a similar build. I think that will be something I could excel at. It could give you a lot of value. And then you will get a great series to watch. And you'll see a cool build. So be on the lookout for that. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.